WWTA News. Thank you for returning for another episode. Got an interesting story that we're going to review today, and we're going to keep this one on our radar because it seems to be pretty important when you look at the bigger picture. So, without wasting any more time, let's just get to that story. The story is United States banks launch a digital dollar blockchain pilot. It says, while the crypto market is shaken to its core by the failure of FTX, traditional financial institutions are taking a step into the world of digital currency. Let's get a replay on that. It says the crypto market is shaken up by the failure of FTX, but the traditional financial institutions, right? Those banks, they're taking a step into the world of digital currency. So, the exchanges seem to be failing, but the banks, or the old-time traditional system that we're used to, they're moving in because they think they can do better. It goes on to say a group of banking institutions, including HSBC, MasterCard, and Wells Fargo, who we know is known for poor practices in doing business, they announced on Tuesday the launch of a proof-of-concept digital money platform called the Regulated Liability Network, RLN. Interesting that as these exchanges are falling off one by one, the banks themselves are moving into this system to do a better job, even though we know the old traditional banking system is filled with contradictions and corrupt business practices. We all know that, right? Or do we? Maybe we don't know that. Maybe those banks are our salvation and we need those banks. I don't know. Speculating, just throwing those ideas out there. You guys think about it. But let's continue. This article goes on to say, according to the group, the platform will use distributed ledger technology, better known as blockchain, to create opportunities to improve financial settlements. It would also draw participation from central banks, as well as commercial banks and regulated non-banks, including BNY Mellon, Citi, PNC Bank, SWIFT, TD Bank, Truist, and U.S. Bank. In response to the announcement, exiled whistleblower Edward Snowden tweeted simply, "It begins." Just think about that, right? We already know Snowden, he's always dropping information and whatnot, and we know things have been going on behind the scenes in the background, but just think about this now. Think about what we're reading here, okay? Central banks and banks, right? This is the banking system. This is the institutions moving in, while for some unknown reason, all the exchanges are failing. You can't trust an exchange. There's no legislation for these exchanges, but we do know that banks are already under legislation. They already have protocols. There's a system out there for that already. The potential of central bank digital currencies, or CBDCs, has long held the interest of banking officials. CBDCs are digital versions of a state's fiat currency and are similar to stablecoins pegged at a 1-to-1 ratio with a specific fiat currency. The group says the RLN will run for 12 weeks and only operate in the United States dollar. Participants will issue simulated digital tokens representing customer deposits and settle through simulated central bank reserves on a shared blockchain, right? So the banks have to have a blockchain that all of them can use, message a blockchain that they all can use, that all banks are ready, willing, and able to use. So we already know that Swift has the ISO 20022 messaging system ready to up and run, and we also know that the European side, they said their banks weren't all ready for this system, so they asked for some time because Swift was going to make this thing go effective November 1st of 2022. So now Swift pushed the date back to March of 2023. So just on that information alone, and we also know that Swift got with Chainlink so that they can do cross-chain transactions as well. So we do understand that all these things are set into play. It's just, again, funny that, you know, for some reason the exchanges are magically falling one by one with more to follow, right? But let's continue. The group says the project will include a regulatory framework aligned with existing regulations like Know Your Customer, better known as KYC, and anti-money laundering requirements. They will also test the feasibility of extending the platform to support other digital assets like stablecoins. Obviously, they'll be doing that, right? Because there's so many stablecoins that are actually effective, and more to be created, because each nation could possibly want to have a value trusted one that was built inside their nation or inside their borders. But it goes on to say, following the project's conclusion, the group says it will publicize the pilot program's results, adding that participants are not required to participate in future initiatives. The United States would not be the first to attempt to develop a national digital currency. China has already begun work on the digital yuan, which they've already done. In September, Australia moved ahead with its pilot project for a digital dollar using an enterprise-grade private variant of Ethereum known as Quorum. All right, so that in itself is some major news. It's something for us to think about, especially when we see that for some reason all this news is coming out that these exchanges are pretty much garbage. They're pretty much garbage, right? But there's these trusted exchanges, right? Especially in the United States. I mean, let's just think about it. Who's trusted in the United States? That's right, Coinbase, right? They're looking better and better the more these other exchanges get knocked off, right? We've got Binance U.S, right? We know they kicked Binance out of here. No, you can't be, but we'll keep a United States version of it, right? So it's just strange that it's not strange, it's business. Maybe it's all just business, and we got to look at it for what it is. All right, these banks have no intent on going anywhere, and most people, the common people, they trust their banks. No matter what happens, they don't even really get involved in the news of the banks. They just say, hey, my money gets directly deposited into my bank account. I make my payments, I do my shopping, I do everything through my bank. Well, guess what? Looks to me, based on this information, that the banks are going to continue to be the middleman. Looks to me, based on previous information that we've gone over, that these banks intend to convert your money through your paychecks or however means comes into your bank account into a stable coin or even a central bank digital currency, which then they will use to settle all transactions that you're doing, and you'll never know anything about it. That's just what it looks like. I could be wrong. Maybe you've got thoughts and ideas. You can post them in the comments below. Other than that, this is an important article. Talk to your friends and family about it. Get involved. Start learning more about what's going on in this system around you, and don't get tied up in this simple-minded, complacent stuff that's going on around you, because this United States, as well as every other country, they're in financial crisis, and they're trying to repair it as soon as possible. And we've heard all the messages that they are repairing it. We've even heard the dates. We've even heard the systems that they're using. So look, that's what I got for you guys today. Start thinking about it. Check the article out yourself if you want to. The information's out there. Just be aware of what's going on. I'll catch you all in the next episode.